Hello again! In this video, let us look at the yoke part and the chart we are going to work with. There are some features that need explanations. First of all, I want to pay your attention to the legend, where you can see what different colors and lines mean in the chart. I adapted my chart to the colors I use here in this video, so it will be easier for you to understand my explanations. But in the pattern you will see other colors, but there is no difference in knitting. Here's the white color, color A, knit stitches. That is the main color I use for my sweater, and in this chart it also means I use it for knit stitches. Light gray color also represents color A, but when I encounter this color in the chart, it means I have to make purl stitches. Rose color is a color B. The second color I use here also shows us knit stitches. However, if you see dusty rose color, which is slightly darker, it means I still use color B, but purl stitches. Besides, I have a black frame that shows me which parts of the chart will be repeating. You will see it better when we open some fragments of the whole chart. And finally, a yellow color that I use here to show folding rows that will be folded together at one point of the chart. I'm not going to show the whole chart here in the video, which you can find in the pattern, but I want to show you some parts of this that are crucial to explaining. In the chart, you will see some rows highlighted by bright green color. This rows I will do even increases that I also show you in the video, and in the pattern you will find the precise number of stitches you need to add for your particular size. It will be 7 increases on the way before we reach the final number of the round yoke. The first row of the yoke is an increase row. Here, as you see, I use the color A or white color and knit stitches. As before, I use here the knitting calculator. From the previous increase, I got 120 stitches, and now I need to increase by 24 stitches to reach 144 stitches. In my case, I've got very simple instructions for balance increase, 2 knit stitches, and then repeating part of 1 increase and 5 knit stitches that I have to repeat 23 times. And after will be 1 increase and 3 knit stitches. So let me do this increase here. Finally, we start colorwork. As I said before, the black frame in the chart shows us the repeating part. From row 2 to row 6, there's a 4 stitches repeat part. It means that I will simply repeat this part right to left throughout the whole knitting row. Row 2. Row 2 is 3 stitches of color A and 1 stitch of color B. And then I take my color B, rose color, and I take it the way that I have one color on one finger and another on another finger. This way I make sure that threads are not getting messy, and it simply makes the knitting process easier and more comfortable. And then I knit the same part again and again until the end of the row, 3 stitches of color A and 1 of color B. Row 3. The same story as before, just you see slightly different repeating part of 1 stitch color B, 1 stitch color A, 1 stitch color B, and 1 stitch color A. Next 2 rows I applied the same principle, and row 6 will be just color A knit stitches. In row 7 I do even increase again and simply follow instructions in the pattern. Right after that you'll see another repeating part with colorwork that you do the same as I've already shown you, and then we meet by row 15. Row 15. Here you see the first time dusty rose color. That means here Through the whole row I do only purl stitches. As simple as that. Next rows you know what to do with. And pay attention if you see the row with a note skip S M size. It means if you need size small or medium, you don't need these rows. You just skip it. I hope that is very clear. Let us meet again by row 23. Here you see is another repeating part, and here we do some knitting where we use both colors, as well as knit and purl stitches. That is probably the most difficult part of the sweater. The repeating part contains 7 knit stitches and 1 purl stitch of the color B. So I do 7 knit stitches. And here the next one is a purl stitch. Then I repeat. I guess here you will manage it pretty well without additional explanations. Row 24 and row 25 will be a bit of work for you. Let me read the repeating part. 1 purl stitch of color B, 1 knit stitch of color B, 3 knit stitches of color A, 1 knit stitch of color B and 2 stitches of color B. The main difficulty here is how to keep threads on the fingers. So I won't give you the best way maybe, but what I was doing here is still keeping both threads and trying to keep them as tight as possible so stitches won't get too loose and I won't get too slack stretches in between stitches. However, try to not over-tighten them either and find a balanced way to alternate colors. I think the best advice is to try it out yourself through practice. Finally, we get to row 38, where we see a folding part. This yellow line shows us rows that will be folded, but we do it only when we complete knitting from row 38 to row 42 including. So first of all, I have to knit all these rows until I get to row 43. Let's see us there. Row 43. Here I see that for row 43 I also use color A. Basically, the idea is to join row 38 and 43 together and therefore form a fold. To see clearly which stitches I have to join, I will use any available needle I have and pick up stitches from row 38 on the wrong side. It is very easy to find this row 38 as it was the row where I was alternating color A and color B. So I pick up some stitches here using my needle, and if you do everything right, you will get one stitch of one color, another stitch, another color, and they will alternate throughout the whole row. I don't need to pick up all stitches at the same time because I will work this row step by step. And now it is time to connect both lines of stitches. I keep them as close as possible and I move the first stitch from the front needle to the back needle. At the same time, I turn the stitch the way it has the back loop first, so both first stitches from both needles look the same. Because next, what I do, I knit them together through the back loop. Next stitch I do the same way. I pick it up, turning right away the way I want it to have, back loop or back leg on the right side, and then I knit it together with the stitch from the back needle through the back loop. Pay attention that this row is color A, therefore here connect them using white color. That is how I keep connecting two sides and forming the fold. Don't worry if it seems to be too complicated or if you have difficulties keeping two needles together. Just try it different ways and see how it will be most convenient for you, and of course, no rush, just take it easy. This fold is ready, and then I just keep following the chart, increasing where I need and alternating knit and purl stitches according to the chart. You have already learned a lot, and I'm sure you will manage to complete the yoke independently. Congratulations! You finished the whole yoke, which was the most time-consuming part that required your patience and attention. I'm really proud of you. The next steps will be relatively easy to do, and soon you will get a brand new hand-knitted sweater. Sounds amazing! Next video we divide the body and sleeves and knit them separately. Besides learning how to divide these parts, we learn how to decrease and how to make bind-off professionally looking. See you next video!